beginning of the year, he used to call the STs and say, here are your estimates for the year. You know that means you're in charge of this beading, plugging, yeah? Get on with it. If you overspend, it'll be charged to your account. Okay, is that very clear? Yes, sir. Any questions? So there's nothing to, no questions. And then he said, then after about 3 months, now he goes through all the hand beads to it. He said, you see, you have proportionately overspent from this beading. I said, yes. He said, I don't want a reason, but you remember what I told you at the beginning of the year? Yes, sir. So, if you don't catch up in the next 3 months, off your salary. Yes, sir. That was it. But he never did it. But that fear was there. And that is one way we learned cost control. Because he was just, you know, behind you. Then he suddenly nothing to do with this thing. I was the senior. I knew nothing about manufacture because I was not allowed to go to the factory other than to wear the tea. And he said, okay. He said, very soon you'll be getting an act. You go to the factory. So I went and spent time. So one day he walked into the factory at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He said, what are you doing in the factory? So I said, I told him, so you 2 o'clock in the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you should be in the bloody field. What the hell are you doing in the factory? Well, I said, so I told you that he said, mister. He didn't say mister, you know what word he used. He said, when I said you can go to the factory, that is after work. After work is after 6. It's 2 o'clock. I don't want to see you anywhere near the factory. If you want to go for manufacture after 6. Coburn, when he retired, he's Scots Solomon. He went back to Scotland. Then I was on furlough in 1966. And I contacted him and I said, I would like to come and see you. First he said, do you know how much the train fare is? So I said, I still remember it was £4. He said, have you got money? I said, I can't afford to pay £4. £4 not at that time. Don't worry, you get the money for somewhere and anyway. There was a scene in Dundee, Scotland. He lived there. And he met me at the railway station. First thing he pulled out and gave me the £4. I said, and again went to his house. The name of the house was Madampe Estate. I said, so we went there and had various things. The upstairs house. He took me to the pub and had some drinks, and his wife had dinner and various things like that. So then he said, well, I suppose we better call today. So he said, then he had a program laid out the next day to go here and there and everything. He said, what time do you like a cup of tea? So I said, 6:30 or 7 or something. I didn't think twice about it. So I went to sleep. Then 6:30 I heard a tap on the door. So went and opened the door. Can you believe? Coburn with a tray, with a pot of tea and a cup. I nearly died. I was in my bloody sarong. That's not the point. To think that my old boss, chap I crept under, is bringing me a cup of tea. So then we had everything. So then I stayed 2-3 days with him. Then he was very good, you know, he took me around. So then I asked him one question, which I could never dare not ask him when I was working with him. There was a bit of a problem on the estate with him I had, and then I wanted to leave and all that. So then I said, sir, you remember we had a bit of an issue and I want to leave, but then director didn't want to. Yes, he said, I never, but he said, sir, can I ask you now what the problem was? He said, well, it was because I listened to tales. He told me straight. I didn't ask what it was. He said, but it was wrong information. He said, we will not talk about it. And the matter stopped there. So then he said, when he was coming back, when I got the train, he said, we won't see each other after this, obviously because he was old. He wanted to work another 5 years in Sri Lanka. But then what happened, he has a son and a daughter by his second marriage. They went off to England, and then the son committed suicide in the university, which I knew. And he said, no, that really upset my plans. And he said, I don't know anybody in this country. Just a few friends I meet at the pub. And of course, that's one. Anyway, then he also, which I knew, you see, he was married to English lady. Prior to that, which was a done thing those days, he had a mistress, Sri Lankan Sinhalese woman, which we as STs knew, but it was not our business, we didn't know. Now when we were STs, he was married. This mistress part of it was much earlier, in another estate. And one day how I knew about it, well, I got confirmation. One day he told me, he phoned me and said, come to the bungalow at 5. So I went at 5. His wife was there, but anyway, and there was a small cardboard box there. It was written, I still remember the name, KG Sopihami, number whatever it is, 53 Malwala Road, Ratnapura. Straight away I knew what it was. Just before Christmas, he said, you know where Malwala Road is? I said, yes, sir. Can you go and give it? I was about to ask who. He said, the address is there. So I put in my car and give me a call in the morning. And so I went, and there was this nice little house with about 3-4 acres of coconut and a gate. So I opened the gate and went in and knocked on the door, and this lady came out. And I said, Coburn Mahathya, make a දෙන්න කිව්වා. පොඩි ටැග් එකක් මං හිතන්නේ, and I went and ඉඳ ගන්න, you know. So I said, and she said, Mahathya කොහොමද? සනීපෙන් ඉන්නවද? I said, බබාලා දෙන්න කොහොමද? Babala, he was talking of his 2 children of the legitimate. I said they are okay, and then I had a strained conversation with him, and then I went back and I phoned him and said, how is she looking? I said, no, sir, I asked her, she appears to be in good health. Do you think she was in bond? I said, I don't think. In fact, I asked her in Sinhalese, Monat. She said, no, he was sending money. He said, Mahatha Saldi, and that.